What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Alrighty, YouTubers. So today we're going to make a video of some of the worst statues I have ever bought. Now, sometimes you get a statue and you know it sucks, but you still are slightly happy you have it because it completes a line. Or you're just like, you force yourself to like it because you just spent hundreds of dollars on something and you don't want to admit it just is absolute garbage and you're like instant regret. And a lot of these statues I'm about to show you does fall in that category. So let's go to, and I'm doing 6 right now. I could find a lot more. Like there was a lot of Dragon Ball Z statues I bought back in my heydays that were just honestly terrible, like really bad. However, I don't even have like YouTube videos of those. Those before my YouTube time. So, and I'm not going to Google images. So DBZ is, off the table. We're just doing like movie statues more or less. But there's definitely a ton of garbage DBZ statues out there. So let's get into one of the worst statues I bought. We're not going in necessarily any particular order, but these are just like the 6 worst statues that I got, and I'm just like, God, this honestly is terrible. So first is going to be Sideshow Galadriel. So this one was bought purely to freaking finish this line. But the biggest problem, like her outfit was okay, but it's supposed to be Kate, Blanchett, and that looks absolutely nothing like her. The skin tone was like the skin paint, the sculpt was just garbage, the hair was terrible, the base was bad, the pose wasn't that good. It was honestly just a terrible statue. It didn't feel like it represented anything from Lord of the Rings or the character, and I just hated it. Luckily, I did sell it for basically what I paid, which isn't a lot, like $250. She doesn't go for a lot. But honestly, this is a terrible statue. There is nothing going for it. Even the mixed media is not that great. Like look at her hood. It looks terrible. So that is definitely one of the worst statues I've gotten. Next one has got to be the one that was right next to her. Frodo. Oh my gosh. So he had a cooler base for sure. Oh, of course, Google Fi commercial. Is anyone actually using Google Fi? Is it any good? But Frodo had probably one of, if not the ugliest faces I've ever seen on a statue. Like, what the hell is this, Sideshow? How could you possibly release this? It looks nothing like Elijah Wood. The eyes were slightly too far apart, so he looked cross-eyed. Look at those lips, the hair sculpt, absolutely terrible. The mixed media was super thick. It just was honestly a horrible looking statue. I only bought it because, of course, I wanted to complete the Sideshow Lord of the Rings line, and he is a quintessential character, being literally the main character in the entire series. Without him, the movies wouldn't be possible. So I bought him for that. The pose was decent. I didn't mind that. It's just the way they did the mixed media and the face just ruined it. Because here's the thing. When you get a statue, the face is like the most important thing when it comes to like that, detail, likeness, paint. It's so crucial, and if it looks terrible, it ruins the piece. And this one definitely was just absolute garbage. All right, let's get to the next one. Perseus, Clash of Titans. Now, I bought this because I love the movie. I always wanted a Perseus statue. I freaking love the movie. I love the whole idea of it. Greek-themed movies are so cool. And I really wanted to like this piece, and conceptually, I do like it. The body, the pose, the switch outs, all pretty good. However, there's several things I don't like. So one, he's looking in the wrong direction of this. If you look at the actual movie poster, he should be pointing his head where he's pointing that. So, didn't like that. The Medusa head definitely needed to be better. And it's just his portrait was so bad. It didn't look anything like the freaking actor. Like anything. Medusa was okay. But I don't even do too many close-ups of that face. Yeah, it comes to 2 head sculpts, but honestly, yeah, like right here. none of these looked like the actual actor, unfortunately. So it just made it suck. Yeah, like, look at that. That doesn't look anything like the actor. Who is it? Is it Jake? Or I can't remember his name. He's also from Avatar. But I love the actor, but man, this is just the face ruined it for me. And it just felt extremely outdated. You know, you get it and you're like, yeah, this feels like a 10-year-old statue. You know, it definitely felt very old and outdated. But, you know, I did sell it basically for what I paid, and I really did want to like this statue, but it's just so outdated. The moment you open it, you're just like, ah. I wish we could get a newer version of this statue, you know, like updated Prime 1 Queen quality. You know, that would be much better. All right, next is this ARH Tarzan statue. So the idea of this statue is pretty cool. You know, I like the Tarzan movies and the TV series, but I mean, look at that monkey. That just, terrible. The teeth were horrible. What's up with those eyes? Really bad looking. The piece had good presence. I won't deny that. Like, it was pretty big. Tarzan had a decent, like, body paint app and sculpt. However, there is something about ARH statues that definitely I don't dig too much. I feel like they're definitely like cheaply made. Cheap made, cheap paint app. It's a cheap statue. You know, their best and really only truly good statues have been their Medusas. You know, the Achilles was pretty nice. You know, I did like my Achilles, but it still had this similar, like, really cheap paint app. But this one, I did not like Tarzan's face or the monkey's face. Like, yeah, that what is that? It doesn't look good at all. The concept was cool, but the faces on both were just terrible. But the teeth on the gorilla were so bad. Like, so bad. I really did want to like this, but it definitely got on the chopping block. Oh, there is another one I got to show you guys. Oh my gosh, let me search my channel. All right, this custom Kong bust. You know, this actually looks cool from like 5 feet away. However, the moment I picked this up and I realized it weighed like not even a pound, and then the detail in the face, I was like, oh gosh, instant regret. You know, when you get a piece and you pick it up, you want to know that it's the quality. I mean, weight helps. It signals something in our collector's brain that it's higher quality when it's heavier, or at least some weight to it, because otherwise, you know, it's completely hollow, made of a very thin resin. It's just not good quality. And then, of course, when the actual sculpt and paint match that, you know, material, you're like, oh gosh. Also, that Master Chief, absolutely terrible. Yeah, Sideshow Bruce Lee, another terrible statue. Really, really bad. That Bruce Lee was like a, what was that? Jack? Like one of those gigantic figures that was repainted, had a base. It was terrible, though. Yeah, but this guy, the freaking just detail was terrible. Very, you know, this is like something you find on, I believe, like eBay, that comes out of like Thailand. Very cheaply made, cheap material. It didn't cost a lot. And I wanted to like this for my whole idea of King Kong theme, but it really was bad. I'll also say that all the Psycho Collectible statues paint apps were absolutely horrid. None of them had a good paint app. Every one of them sucked. The sculpts were good, but the paint sucked. But that wouldn't put them on this list because the sculpts were good. All right, and I will say this is definitely one of the worst I've ever received. I don't know why I ever bought this. I bought it because I was collecting the 1/4 horror line, and as far as I thought, there wasn't going to be any 1/4 Michael Myers. And of course, PCS comes out with a perfect one. Nevertheless, I sold that line, but this statue was truly horrible in every possible way. The head sculpt was off. The pose was super stiff. The overalls were terrible. Wrong color. They looked bad. I would say the only redeeming factor was the base. The base was kind of cool. And of course mine arrived broken. I mean, look at me. I can't even get his freaking arm in. He is also underscaled in that horde line. Like, he should have been taller. But yeah, this was a horrible statue. Like, honestly, it was like a 2 out of 10. Absolutely garbage. So definitely don't dig that one. Although I will say probably the worst piece I ever opened, like one of the worst, at least in recent memory, because it's been like 8 years of collecting. And thing is, when you're new, you'll get a crappy piece, but you don't realize it's crappy till you realize what good is. You know, oftentimes you can get something crappy and love it just because you don't know what good is yet. You know, and I'm at a point in my career, collecting career, where I know what good is. So stuff like this will not cut it for me. But this custom Chucky doll, I absolutely hated this thing. The moment I opened it, I was like, oh my effing gosh, are you kidding me? So the body, literally just like one of my dog toys. The clothing was okay. The knife hand was, you know, super cheap plastic. And I thought this would be really good because of the silicone skin. However, I found that I did not care for it. Like, it didn't add anything that my current Chucky doll had. If anything, it just looked worse. The eyes were okay. I did like the teeth. Those were probably the best part of the statue, were the teeth, because the face sculpt was off. He made Chucky too fat. You know, like he had a fat face. And the hair, oh my gosh, that hair was so bad. But I don't know why anyone would want a plush Chucky doll. Like, what is this? Was this supposed to be a dog toy? Like, am I just supposed to give this to little Gizzy and let him play with it? I mean, this thing was several $100s. And it was absolutely horrible. Like, I was so regretful the moment I ordered this. And honestly, the moment I even, like, PO'd this, I regretted it. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Now, actually, I'm getting another Chucky doll, freaking NECA's, but NECA has got great reviews. And it looks amazing. I think it'll even top my current Chucky. We'll see. But this silicone Chucky doll, I'm sorry, this was garbage. Just like 0 out of 10. Nothing redeeming about it. You know, unfortunately, every one of us collectors, we buy crappy statues. It's inevitable. Nobody's going to go on a perfect collecting journey. It's all part of the journey. Learning what you like, what you love, what you hate. You know, so I've sold off obviously all these statues to someone else, and, you know, one man's trash will be another man's treasure. So I may hate it, others may love it. So at the end of the day, collect what you love is really the main thing that, you know, you need to follow. Just collect what you love. So, but these were definitely some of the worst I've gotten. Anyways, folks, yeah, today is Sunday. I am waiting for the Tiffany doll. She is out for delivery. So I'll deliver her video tomorrow, because FedEx usually delivers late. And then we will get Jade 1/3 next on the chopping block, as she is in transit ETA Tuesday. Anyways, folks, that is it. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.